Hey everybody, hello all survivors of non-consensual human experimentation. It is January 5th, 2018, and this your boy Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine. I have a long drive. I have to drive out like 30 minutes to get some kratom, because I'm always getting kratom. Kratom really helps a lot with the pain to kind of take the edge off. So does CBD oil. They are kind of expensive, so I've had to really cut back and kind of not take as much, but it really helps when you're just stressed to the max. I hope all you guys out there are doing good, guys and girls. I hope that you're finding something, some kind of defense or something that you like to do that can keep your mind off of it, especially if you have Audible V2K. Like, I hope you're finding things like music or video games. I know video games aren't for everybody, but movies or just something, or maybe just going outside and talking to people. I know that's kind of hard if you're getting heavily gang stalked, but that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. These people did you see that cop driving right in front of me? Yeah, I'm also going to be trying to get some vehicular stalking. It's like Saturday evening. I think it's like 5. It's about 5:30. So we're going to kind of see how many people are out. Usually at times where there's a lot of people driving around the city, there will be a lot of people gang stalking. There will be a lot of people vehicularly stalking in the areas that they're assigned to. Now, I think that a lot of these people, they're not necessarily assigned to just me, like with the one-light cars and things like that. It's actually, they're assigned to a certain area that when they're driving around, they're going to put their one headlight on, and then if a target in the area is out, they'll get a GPS ping from them, and then they'll know where to drive around them. So it's kind of set up like that. So, I mean, it's awful to think of, because there are many targets in this area. Like, there's many other targets in this area besides me, and there's a one-light car right there. And hold on, guys, I'm gonna open my cold drink because I need it for the drive there. And I'm probably, I'm gonna make another video. I found something very, very inspirational. And I guess I have a habit of talking about things that I'm gonna do, which I try and kind of hold back on and just do them. But I'm really, really excited about something I found. It's a guy that I want to introduce to y'all. Not introduce you really, because I don't really know him, but his inspirational, talks. And I had really been looking into him right before I went to Green Bank, and he just inspired me because this is really hard, and it's more than just a challenge. It's people murdering us. It's people actively, stalking us. It's a big system that they put together, to harass us and murder us at the same time. But it is a challenge in certain ways, and this guy has gone through many challenges in his life, and he has a very, very good outlook on how to keep moving forward. So I'm really excited about that. I think I'll probably do that tonight when I get home. I'll just make a video after this one, and I'll make a video after that one, and I'll make a video after that one. I'm not feeling too great, guys. The left side of my head, ever since I got that ear stopped up, it is just, my attackers have been ringing that side really, really hard. And I didn't listen to Dave Case's CD last night, so I woke up and they were blasting my ears. I really, I guess when I say blasting my ears, I really mean they were, doing the microwave hearing or whatever to create that tinnitus-like sound, and it transfers to the inner ear. But it's a lot more potent when I have a stopped-up ear, which is very weird. But I'm making it through. I am very, and here's a one-light car. I don't know if y'all can see it. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say I am very determined. I'm getting very determined, and it seems like determination has nothing to do with how microwave your brain and your nervous system is. It has nothing with how your facilities have been messed up, your mental and physical facilities. Is that the way to say it, facilities? It has nothing to do with that. You know, it's all about your will and your spirit. And no matter, and that's this guy. Well, I don't want to. I keep talking about things that I'm gonna show y'all. But the main thing, the general thought is that, and I can say this, guys. So I mean, I know some of you guys that are getting targeted horribly, and you feel like you just can't do anything. You're probably gonna get mad at me. But I feel like I have the right to say this because I'm targeted very horribly. My targeting is just through the roof. It's constant bombardment by directed energy weapons. It's a war every day. But, you know, the choices we make, we always have a choice to do something. There's always an option. No matter how bad things are, there's always an option to make your life and other people's lives better. And I really, you know, I guess I don't want to be soft on this. There's defenses that can help you. Even if the defenses that I lay out do not help you, there are other ones. And I think that, like, I was on a conference call the other night, and I was, like, asking people in the chat, I was like, have y'all heard about direct cranial stimulation? You know, I'm thinking of getting a you know, pretty expensive, maybe like a $300 direct cranial stimulation where I can change the frequencies, because I think it will be this great defense. You know, if you're pumping a frequency, like a positive frequency on your cranium, a lot of our attackers, one protocol, that's not every protocol, but one protocol of their delivery mechanism of electromagnetic frequencies is cranial stimulation, is running a frequency along your cranium, like your skull, which then affects parts of your brain and your nervous system. Now, they do it other ways. I think they go straight through to nanoparticulates and nanotechnology, like that's already in the brain. They also go through the ears and the eyes and stuff like that. So there's a lot of ways they get through, but one is conduction along, you know, along your head. So I think that this is going to be a good, just something really good to counter these frequencies. But somebody in the chat room was like, you know, they said they had tried it, and they were like, oh, and it doesn't stop it. And we didn't go any further than that. I was just like, okay, well, thanks for letting me know. You know, I'm still going to try it and stuff like that. But that language that they used, it didn't stop it. Okay, but did it help it? I'm not interested right now, at the point that we're at. I'm not interested if something 100% gets this to stop. I don't think I've found anything. I've maybe found things that stopped everything 100% for like a week or a couple of days, but then my attackers kind of adapt, and it's still, the defense still works and stuff like that. But I'm not interested in you know, I am interested in stopping this 100%. But right now, what we need to be looking for is things that, how much percentage of defense does this give me? You know, we've got to be looking at things like that. There's an ambulance right there. And I don't know if that ambulance is gang stalking, but I'm just showing it because I just want to show everything that is used in gang stalking. But sometimes it is, like an ambulance will come by or a fire truck will come by that is a coincidence. Coincidences are mixed up. They're mixed up in all this gang stalking and harassment. So we've got to keep that in mind. I'm trying to think of anything else I had on my mind. I have a lot of stuff that I want to make videos about, but I actually need the source material to make those videos. But I told you guys I really wanted to just start going out in my car and kind of getting the juices flowing. You know, my attackers are hurting that juice flowing through my brain and my nervous system, and I want to kind of combat that and always kind of be practicing my thinking, even if it is hindered, you know. And also getting evidence of vehicular stalking. I saw Michael Barden do a video recently. I've been kind of watching more targeted individual videos lately, kind of just going around to everybody's videos, seeing how they're doing, you know, seeing what they're talking about. Really like Michael Barden. I think he's a great guy. I think he's like a really, really good guy. Just a solid guy. And he's really working against this. I mean, he's at that point, like, I think he made the video like maybe 5 days ago or something, and he's like, yeah, you know, he didn't say this, but this is what I got out of it, from another guy saying it. I heard him say, I'm going balls to the wall, like, because he was talking about, like, going out and talking to everybody and just always, you know, getting evidence, and, you know, right when he goes out, he starts filming stuff, so he's really getting with it. And he's the whole time he's been pretty serious about fighting this, and, you know, putting out a lot of good information. So, like, really kudos to him. And he was doing a video about, you know, going out and counting the red cars. Like, and I think that's good. I think that if they're using that on him, you know, he should do that. For me, it's like, they used white cars for a while, but I couldn't, like, I made this decision in my head, like, I cannot tell what's coincidence and gang stalking. So I think that if there's situations where it's like, there's no way that I can tell, there could be a red car that comes by me, and it could be a gang stalker or not a gang stalker, so I'm just going to ignore it. It made my attackers stop doing that, and then they actually went through, because they have to be able to justify, you know, setting all this up. Like, they have to, if they're going to set up a line of white cars, they've got to get a reaction out of you. And I was just like, I can't tell with the color of cars. So what they tried to do for a little while is, my maintenance man drives like a kind of a tan truck. And so I'd see tan trucks everywhere. Like, and it wasn't a coincidence because I was just sensitized to his car. It was actually gang stalking, where they were trying to, like, I guess, trick me into thinking my maintenance guy was following me around, because they were trucks that were very similar to his. But on that too, I was like, I can't tell, you know, so I just ignored that. And then they did my family, like my brother's truck, they did that for a while, and this is through like a lot of many years. They kind of moved to different things, but I really couldn't tell, and I just ignore it, so they would just kind of stop doing it. But the one thing that I do stick with, and I'm not saying, like, I'm saying Michael Barton should do what Michael Barton thinks is gonna show people that this is happening, because, I mean, he's a smart guy, and color coding and stuff like that is used, and if you can show a huge frequency of it, you know, not frequency like microwaves, but a frequency of how much it happens, and the probability is way off, then like, definitely go for it, because that is used. And if a target gets sensitized to that, it can be excruciating, you know, and they will use it a lot, like, if you really pay attention to something. And so I come to the one light vehicles. That's something I can't ignore. That's something that, just like some people can't ignore red cars, I guess, I can't ignore one light vehicles, because I'm like, everybody's headlights are not broken. That's ridiculous. So that's one thing that they still use on me, because I do notice it. I do notice it every time I see it. So, I mean, it is true. It's been true with me. I don't know if it would be true for you guys, but if you want to get something to stop, like, if you want them to stop, you know, sending red cars or blue cars or white cars around you, just say in your head, I can't tell when it's just a regular person or a gang stalker, so I'm just going to ignore it, and really really try and get a discipline of ignoring it. I think that if I got a discipline of ignoring one headlight cars, they would stop doing it so much, you know. But it's been so many years that they're doing it to me, and I really don't want to ignore it, because I want to get it on tape. And, you know, I think that's what a lot of targeted individuals are doing. They're like, okay, look, I see this pattern, so I'm going to get it on tape, and I'm going to show people. It's something grounded and physical that we can show people, to get them to at least, like, if they don't totally acknowledge, hey, yeah, that is gang stalking, it may pique their curiosity, and then they go and they look it up. I think like, with directed energy weapon experimentation and attacks, and gang stalking, I think pretty much it should be a common household topic by now. You know, I mean, everybody should know about this stuff. It's been out so much, and like, there's something that I want to show from Trump where he put out like a about stalking, and I'm not sure if it completely, it didn't reference completely like gang stalking. It was just kind of regular stalking, but you know, our kind of stalking does fit in to just regular stalking, you know, because we have people stalking us all the time. They're paid, and most of the time they're strangers. But they are still stalking us. I haven't seen that many one-light cars out. You know, sometimes I come out and it's just like they don't have it ready. They may actually be, kind of calling people off, telling them, you know, or taking my GPS off of the thing because I'm making videos to get evidence. But the thing is, like, I don't really think that's true. Whenever I say that, I see like 6 one-light cars. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff that I want to put out, and when there's so much information about this, guys, we've got to keep doing that. We've got to just keep getting information out, And I know that, like, you know, people say, like, some targeted individuals, you know, they're targeted justice is setting up court cases. You know, Dr. Horton's working really hard to set up court cases, and a lot of targeted individuals are like, you know, court cases aren't going to help us. You know, activism isn't going to help us. You know, they'll say, like, if you say one thing, you'll be like, hey, activism's really important. We need to go protest. We need to go do this. They'll be like, that's not going to help us. But my contention, and I think that a lot of people realize this, I think it's common sense to a lot of us, is, hey, maybe court cases won't help us alone, but with, and this is a one-light, huge SUV, I mean, what are those things called? Big Jeep. I forgot what I was talking about. But what my point is that everything together, we have to do everything. It's an all hands on deck. You know, like Dr. Horton says sometimes, all hands on deck. We do what we have to do. Everything. Activism, court cases, YouTube videos, putting stuff out on Facebook, Twitter, you know, trying to slam social media with this. We do everything. You know, activism, going handing out flyers and everything together. What my idea, well, I think it's everybody's idea, but you soften this up. Like, so, you know, I'm eventually, like, either with targeted justice or, you know, with my parents' help, I'm gonna get a lawyer. Like, I will be getting a lawyer. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I am gonna go that route. I'm gonna go that route of trying to find a doctor to get the implants out, but we gotta soften this thing up. You know, we've gotta soften it up, and I know we've been softening it up forever, but we've gotta, there's a light change right there. We got to keep softening it up so that court cases will work, so that what targeted justice is doing will work. But yeah, that's kind of just the point I wanted to make. Not any one thing is going to work, and that's the same thing with defenses. It's like, oh, maybe passive shielding doesn't give you 100%, but add it with a bunch of other things, and it's going to work. We've really got to put a bunch of different things working against us together to get some good outcomes, which is, I think, what we're all kind of working at now. But I kind of wanted to make the point of, you know, if you don't think court cases are going to work, and you don't really think putting YouTube videos out is going to work, and like you've got a different idea, you know, really go for it, because we need every kind of, I mean, there's no guidebook for how to stop this. I mean, this is like totally new and totally weird, and people don't believe it's happening. We're trying to convince them, as well as get legal help, which doesn't seem to exist because, hey, this is covered by national security, so any ideas, enact what you want to do. Tell people about it. That kind of brings me to what me and some other targeted individuals have been talking about on a call the other night, on a conference call. I stayed on one of the late night calls. So I've been going to a couple of calls lately, and they've been really good. There's been some good ideas, and people have been getting support. But I know this is early. Like, I know that this is very, very early, and y'all might be saying, why are you even talking about TI Day now? TI Day is going to be August 29th. Remember that it's every year August 29th. It wasn't just a one-time deal. You see that on that car? It wasn't just a one-time deal. So this August 29th, there's going to be a TI Day. So everybody's going to be doing activism and protest, all around the world. So what we were talking about, and I'm actually getting very excited about it. I think I'm all in on this one. I'm giving myself a lot of time to kind of plan it. And there's, other people involved, Richard from North Carolina and some other people. We're going to be captains in our state to charter buses. I don't know if that's too expensive, we might find another way, but we're going to be working on a way to actually have that protest, that like the Million TI March, and that means however many TIs that we can get out there. We're going to do that in Washington on TI Day with everybody doing activism and protest everywhere else in the world. Like, I'm pretty set into this. Like, I don't know how many people we can get out there, but if we start early, guys, and I've got a working car now. I don't know if I'd be driving my car up there, but we can get a charter bus maybe for people in Louisiana, and just head on up there. Maybe the charter buses can go through a couple of states and pick people up, and really, really plan this and do it. Like, what I want to do, and kind of we were talking about it and people weren't really listening to this part of what I was saying, but I think that we should plan to do like the Million TI March, and we probably wouldn't call it that because there's definitely not going to be a million of us out there. I'm hoping to we could get 1,000. Like, if we start now, we could get like 1,000 or over TIs to go out there if we get a way to bring them out. And I know, guys, like, I brought up this idea like 3 years ago, and so many people come on the calls and they're like, yeah, we just need to go to Washington and blah blah blah, and it's not that easy. Frank set one up, which he did a good job on. It was like 20 people out there or something like that, but like, people say they're gonna go and then they don't go and stuff like that. But I really want to just do it anyway. Just go up there, and the main thing that I really want to do, and there's a lady, I can't remember her name. Because it's a name that it's a very unique name. She's kind of, me and her are working together and trying to figure it out, and we're going to keep working on it, keep bringing it around the calls. But what I really want to do is I want to take that archetype that, and I know this is kind of an idea that people probably have had, but I guess the idea is actually to try and pull it off successfully. That's our idea, because a lot of people have had this idea, oh yeah, let's just go do what Martin Luther King did, out in Washington. And it's like, okay, yeah, it sounds great, but how do you actually, people aren't going to go out there and blah, blah, blah. So the challenge isn't the idea. This idea has come up a lot of times, but the challenge is to actually do it. TI Day, August 29th, everybody's going to be planning to do activism anyway. We'll have the people who are already TIs in Washington, and maybe some could drive in from, states surrounding Washington, and then we can really prepare to bus people down there, and even non-TIs that maybe our family or our friends who want to help. But the main thing that I really want to do is actually now it's a one-light car. Is actually do it exactly like Martin Luther King did it, exactly where they walk from the beginning of that big pond, and they walk all the way to the steps of the Capitol. I think that's where it is. And we do it exactly like we do that, and then when we get up there, we get some speakers. I'll even speak. I hate speaking in public. I get very nervous, but I think that if we could pull it off and it was really good, I would be feeling the energy and the excitement of actually, getting it out there. And we're gonna. There's a lot of details to take care of, and I'll be talking to Frank about this and just see what he thinks, because he tried to do this once. No, he did it once. He did it once, actually. I shouldn't say try. He did it once. But it just wasn't as big as they were expecting it to be. I think at this point in time, we got to keep trying these things. We can't say, well, that didn't work once. And, okay, I keep saying that. It did work, but it just didn't. Not as many people went out as everybody wanted. But we've got to keep trying those things until they're hugely, hugely, hugely successful. Where it goes off and people are like, okay, well, it's, TIs, I think, are starting to say, well, yeah, now we have a TI day. It's time to go out and do activism. And if we, right now it's January. So what is that? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. That's 8 months. That's an 8-month lead on getting the details set up, getting who we're going to talk to in the media. I think that we're going to wait to see how many people that we can get. But I'm really, it's going to take a lot of people, because I'm pretty unorganized. So I'm going to, this lady that and I wish I could remember her name, because that's very important. But I'll give it, this is just kind of a preliminary, what we were thinking. And I know that idea has been come up with a lot, and it's very, very hard to pull off. But I was thinking it would be a perfect time for TI Day, when there's rallies and activism all over the world for targeted individuals, and then we pull off a huge, huge campaign, just like the Million Man March did in Washington. Now, I'm not expecting that we're going to get 1 million targeted individuals out there, but 500, 1,000, even a couple of hundred, like 300. I think the low, like, if you're like, hey, at this time, how many TIs could go up there? If we could bust them all there, we're gonna bring some people like me and other, maybe some other TIs from YouTube, and get some people that you'd want to meet. So it'd also be meeting here's one like our. But I'm just throwing that idea out, and I was never excited about it before. Like when Frank was doing it, I couldn't get up there, and I was kind of I had this feeling of like it's not the right time. Like he's really trying to do it, but it's like it's just not there yet. People just aren't going to go out there. But I'm feeling different. I'm feeling different right now, in the time that we're in right now. And I think people, understanding this more and more targeted individuals speaking up and things like that targeted individuals would go out there for TI Day. It'd be a big deal, and we wouldn't, we'd really try and just call every news outlet that we could and let them know that it's just this huge thing, and we're going to be doing the archetype. We want to, that would be the story. We can't just say, hey, we're targeted individuals and we're going out there because of non-consensual human experimentation. You'd think that would be enough for the mainstream media, but I think that if we said we are doing the archetype of what Martin Luther King did when he came out there, that would be like a story for them. That would be like, and I think that the, non-consensual human experimentation should be a good enough story for these people. But they don't want to report that. But maybe if we have that other aspect in there, that other aspect of like we're trying to do what Martin Luther King did to get our freedoms back, we could get some newspapers, maybe some local newspapers, maybe some big newspapers, maybe some television media. But it's in the preliminary stages. I'm getting to about 30 minutes, guys, and I'm to where I am. But I'm throwing that out there. I'm kind of excited about it. I know it's going to be very, very hard, but we have 8 months, and the more people that can, like, come in to help and want to be involved, the easier it will be. And we can all be a part of this. I don't think that we want to do one person who handles everything, because that gets overwhelming. We want to have everybody handling a different thing. But all right, those are just some thoughts. I don't know. I've got to talk with. I want to say Faye, but that's not her name. I'm gonna talk to her more, and we'll be talking more on the conference calls. But all right, guys, I will.